So, Anshul, hi.
Yo, what's up, Naman?
What's up, man?
What's up, bro? It's a good day. It's a Saturday. Soon it's gonna be Sunday in 2 hours.
And it's a full moon.
It's a full moon. I didn't know that. This guy told me.
Yeah, it's like wolf moon, man. Apparently, it's wolf moon. Varun was telling me, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that?
Who's that?
We have a surprise guest with us.
Yeah. We didn't know she was there all along.
Yeah, Charu Datta. Charu Datta fame. That's the camera, by the way.
Okay.
Charu Datta fame. NancoVerse episode 1.
There's a weird feeling, like you're more confident in front of a camera, but not when a human being is right there.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
like Charu's looking at her. She's like, what the fuck?
You guys are there. Charu's here.
Yeah.
I hope Charu gives her inputs every now and then with her laughs. And,
right.
But anyway, so Naman, what is on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
Dude, I'm so happy you're here, man.
I'm happy to be here.
Anshul's my buddy. Anshul is like my fucking friend from college.
Yeah.
And he's like a 95 guy, as he calls himself.
No.
I don't agree with that, bro. I think you like more than that, man. You've like done a lot of shit, bro.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
You experiment a lot with like yoga, and you like keep trekking and you keep like reading too much, and you do a lot of meditation and shit. I saw a video, man. That was some dope stuff. 1,000 hours of meditation.
Yep.
1,000 fucking hours.
Time just
I can't sit
by.
for 5, man.
I mean,
I can't.
The day I started, I think I started sitting for 5 minutes, and then like time passed by. I was consistent with it. I think I hit 100,000 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did the math wrong, but then it kind of worked out for me.
1,000 sounds perfect.
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
10 commandments, 1 0, and then I added 2 more zeros.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did 1,000 hours, man. So it started with maybe reading a book about this one guy I really idolized. Probably it was Steve Jobs or Gandhi or some guy.
Gandhi used to meditate?
Gandhi would meditate, bro, 100%.
Ooh,
yeah,
I didn't know that, man.
He did. Like when he took the brahmachari vow, and when he decided that he's going to go complete vegan and shun milk products.
Gandhi was also vegan.
Yep. It's there in his book, My Experiments with Truth. So that's what he was. He quit meat first, then he quit eggs, and then he quit milk.
Yeah.
And then he became a vegan. So I think a lot of great guys go vegan too. I think. Do you see a correlation there with that kind of discipline in your life?
I know a lot of people who are vegan.
You as well, bro. Let's talk about that.
I'm not vegan, man.
I mean, you try to be. You try to be.
I cannot be vegan, bro, because I love ghee. I love ghee, bro. I can't live without ghee.
I think he should be an exception
on my chapatis, man.
Yeah, I think he should be an exception for Indian vegans originally. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. A lot of people come to India, they think they're gonna be vegan, fucking India, vegetarian. But you can't do it because everybody puts ghee here, man. And
how the fuck
brilliant.
And how the hell can you be a vegan when onion prices are so high, It almost was like 200 rupees a kilo one time. So it's super expensive to be a vegan here.
Sarkari nizam bahut hi dheet hai.
So yeah, it's expensive. I mean, they're taxing us and they're charging us for eating right as well. So what do we eat? Chicken, bro. Man. Cold meat is cheaper than onions today.
Really?
Yeah, Subway. Cheaper.
Dude, yesterday I was at the Budh Bazaar. There's this Wednesday market that happens, and I asked the onion guy how much the onions are for. He told me $80, and he gave me a smile.
Really?
He was so happy. Yeah, he was so happy. He's like, $80.
80 bucks.
Yeah, that's it.
It's half now.
Yeah.
It used to be a week back. So happy New Year to you.
Yeah, man. You can finally start putting onions, and those restaurants can take off that, that thing. Some of the restaurants are like, dude, don't ask for onions. Don't embarrass us.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it's kind of weird, man, but
yeah,
that's what it is.
You tried. Sorry, yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, the prices are rising, inflation's everywhere. The governments is like, they're trying to distract us with other things. But then again, guys who are watching and, who expect us to be politically correct, I don't think you're going to be hearing a lot of that today.
Political correctness ka time chala gaya, bro.
I think the right-wing politics is in, and
yeah,
I mean, they're making our way into the world with being completely wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, look at Trump. His popularity just surged by being so politically incorrect.
Dude, he runs his government on Twitter, bro.
For sure, bro.
I'm not on Twitter, though.
You're not on Twitter?
No.
Bro, I wasn't on Twitter, but just a little nugget that I figured out a good amount of news and a good amount of opinion is there on Twitter.
Yeah.
And there are videos and that probably the media houses would not show us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's Swarab.
We've got a ghost in the house.
Yeah. And we can control it.
Yeah.
So we got Swarab Bhaskar, like, giving her opinions, and Twitter is super happy to not delete those posts.
Yeah.
I think Facebook somewhere is still having the control of politics on it. You know what I'm saying?
No one, like what?
Like you could still sponsor your ads. Twitter does not allow you that anymore.
You can't sponsor.
You can't
ads?
sponsor. It's like the more somebody retweets a tweet,
right?
The more it trends. It's just like Reddit. The more upvotes you get,
right,
the more it gets highlighted. So it's more democratic, I believe. You know.
So you can't post ads on Twitter. Like you can't like advertise like on Facebook. You can like create ads.
Yeah, but not like a page or a profile.
Right.
Or just like Instagram, where you could just sponsor a profile based on one content,
right,
and you could directly go to the profile from the story or a post. Maybe Twitter is not like that. Maybe I could be wrong, but
I don't know much, man, about Twitter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But dude, you were talking about the economy, and like I want to tell the listeners that you also studied economics.
I did
from
economics
Delhi University, man.
Delhi University, Delhi College in Arts and Commerce. Naman studied there.
Shout out to that college, man.
Yeah, great college by the way. It was in the news today. My mom told me.
Really?
I couldn't catch the news because it's Saturday and I'm a 9 to 5 guy. So
I hope they're protesting. You guys go protest out there. What are you doing, man?
Yeah. We don't do that, but you guys should. Do you? I think Naman does. Like
what?
I can't. I don't have time. Protest.
Nah, I don't protest.
And support these guys.
No, but I went to Jamia, bro.
You did go to Jamia.
I did go to Jamia. I met people there. Talked to some people, man. Talked to some old fucks.
Really?
Yeah.
What are their thoughts on what happened? Like,
dude, most people are like, this is too much. They're like, they don't get it because the economy is in shams. People don't have jobs.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like priority missing. Like, they're making education expensive.
Yeah.
And, countries like Germany give free education, dude.
Yep.
And, we have a situation here where we're making it difficult for our own poor people to like get education, get quality education.
Yeah.
And they're also trying to malign universities like JNU and Jamia.
They've been doing that since forever now, man.
Yeah, man. People don't get it because
I don't get the point.
Back when the BJP government wasn't here, these same students, they were protesting for a lot of things, man. They were protesting against the Indira Gandhi government, then they protested against the Narasimha Rao government, then they protested against Atal Bihari, then they protested against Manmohan Singh.
100%.
They're political people.
They're political people and they have all sorts of people. I mean, they're against the wrongs of any government.
Right.
They're not just against the current government's ideology or the previous government's ideology. They're just against whatever the wrong the government is doing, and you cannot ever say any government is just perfect, right? That's what democracy is for. That's what the constitution gives us right to voice our opinion. But I think I see the government really weakening when they want to curb the freedom of speech of these students, when they do not want to allow them to even talk about what they think about them.
Right.
I think that's when you see that the government is getting really weak.
Yeah.
And I really feel that, the way I see the protests happening all around India, I don't know, man. We'd be really stupid if we re-elect this government. And if the government gets re-elected, there's a high chance. I'm going to be very skeptical about the, the votes and how are they amassing those votes. Mm-hmm. Maybe there might be the electoral commission in their hands as well. Because we clearly see the judiciary, did you see the verdict for Babri Masjid?
Yeah.
Did you read the verdict and the judgment?
I saw it on the news like everybody else.
So then again, no politically correctness here, but it was really, I was very cynical about it. Like, I was very skeptical of the judges who gave that judgment.
Right. Do you think they were influenced by the whole scenario? Like I have the air in the country?
Good amount of reason to believe that, yes. Because any person with an average amount of IQ can figure out that the judgment was biased and influenced by the people sitting on top.
They basically told the Muslims, go fuck off, like,
create
your land somewhere
else.
They said, mandir bana rahe yahan pe, tum apna 5 acre lo.
Exactly. They said ki tum namaz padhte the, tum prove karo ki tum namaz padhte the wahan pe.
Right.
There were no cameras back then. And it's a really old mosque. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying there should be a mosque or a temple. It's not my, forte.
Yeah.
But how can somebody prove that, it was a religious place?
Right.
Like, people know that. It's a feeling. It's a shared emotion and it gets passed on through generation, that kind of information.
Yeah.
It's something like, prove me there was a Buddha, show me a picture of him, show me what he said. I want to have a voice recording of that guy.
Yeah.
I want a picture of him sitting next to a tree and meditating. He's not there. If there are books written on that guy and people really believe in him, they must be true,
Right.
But people make the truth, not governments. And people elect the governments, not government themselves. But it's happening the opposite here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And when the whole judgment came out, it's weird because people accepted it. Mm-hmm. Nobody came out on the streets to really talk about it, to protest it.
Yes.
Even the Muslim community never really came out. They're like, okay, man, we've been told to fuck off.
Yeah.
But it's okay. They actually came out when the whole CAA happened.
And not just the Muslim guys, the Hindu guys as well.
It's not
the
about
Sikh guys
Muslims.
as well. It's the Christian guys as well. The entire country. I think it's a good thing. The entire country is united yet again.
Yeah.
Yet again.
Dude, Kothari, like maybe a year back, I used to feel, why is nobody protesting, dude? What's happening? Like, why is nobody out talking about when demonetization happened?
Yeah.
When, one of the things that the government did was that they, back before 2014, they used to announce a hike in petrol prices or diesel prices. Now they made it dynamic. So it just changes every day.
Every day?
Every day.
For real?
Yeah. It's like your Ola Uber, man. Like, you can have the same pricing $50 and then within 5 minutes it's 55. That kind of shit. So it's like people don't protest about petrol changes anymore. Demonetization, blah blah blah, lot of shit. I mean, they must have done something good, man. That's a government. They're there to do work, and all that shit.
So coming, I'm going to take one keyword from what you said, demonetization. You know what, Arvind Subramaniam, the ex-chief economic advisor, and Raghuram Rajan, the ex-governor of RBI, they said
he was thrown out.
He was thrown out easily, and he didn't want to renew his term as well because he realized, if there's no autonomy in something like RBI, which is the central bank, and they have to listen to the orders given by the government, it doesn't really make sense. Because then it's not autonomous, right? So he said there's a twin shock of demonetization and the GST implementation. There wasn't too much gap in between. Because when you think about it, India's economy is largely informal. Like, the urban civilization and the urban cities are probably constituting about 35 to 40% of the population. Still 55% of the population, maybe 60% of the population is in rural sectors like agriculture and all the other informal sectors which are not taxed today.
Right.
So when you get something like demonetization,
that breaks its spine.
That breaks the spine. That breaks the spine of the country and the economy. And then you get something like GST, where you do not have the administration done right, you do not have a correct plan, and you keep changing the tariffs from 18% to 12% and 8% and 15% depending on what really makes sense.
They kept changing it so many times,
So many times. Within 3 months, for biscuit, something as simple as biscuit, they changed from 18% to a luxury good, and then like, it's a necessity good because a lot of poor guys eat it.
Parle G kahan se luxury good?
Parle G में 18% and then all of a sudden like 8%. नहीं ये काफी लोग खाते हैं, गरीब कैसे देगा? Because at the end of the day, if the producer is paying it, the end consumer has to pay the price of the tax. That's how it is, like value added tax. So GST replaced it in a way. So that's a little bit of economics.
And the street dogs क्या खाएंगे bro? Parle G तो खाते हैं.
सही में, पर अब नहीं खा पाएंगे ब्रो. पहले 3 खा सकते थे, अब 2.5 खाएंगे. तो आधी बिस्किट दूसरे कुत्ते को देनी पड़ेगी. I'm saying something like that.
Oh fuck.
It's like a pie, dude. I see like economy as a pie.
Right.
And if you take like one slice out of it, the pie size is the same. The pie is not increasing. You're just increasing one slice for that 1% of the richies. So if you're increasing one slice and the slice is bigger, there's nothing left for the poor population, 99%. So the 1% are getting richer. If you see what Nirmala Sitharaman did, like recently when the reduction in the income tax rate, she got it from 30% to 20%, 25%, or maybe 25 to 20% for the second slab.
Right.
But that's not helping. Who is in that tax slab? Do we ask that question? Only the super rich who are earning more than 50 lakhs.
Right.
So
and there was something also about the fact that it's not really getting the benefits of these tax reductions are not going to the consumers. Rather, it's becoming easier for the balance sheets to get tallied for these people.
Yeah.
Is that true? I heard somebody talking about this. I'm not that smart in economics to understand this concept, man. But they were like, they reduced the taxes of the rich.
Okay.
But the balance sheets have become easier for them to like tally, but the whole benefit of the tax reduction is not ending up on the end consumer. The end consumer it's still the same for them.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the capitalist system does not require you to just pass on the benefit to the consumer. So if I'm the owner of a company and I'm getting a tax rebate, so it is my prerogative to keep that that benefit to myself,
right? And
I could reinvest it in my business. I don't have to give it to the consumer by reducing the price of the product. Because inflation has become the new norm. It's okay in 2014 if the price of an Adidas shoe was probably X. So it becomes 1.2x in 2018. It's a normal norm now because per capita income increases. So you have the price to pay higher for the same goods now. So they have no prerogative to reduce the prices for us. and they're still getting richer. So
there's inflation and there's a loss of demand.
There's a loss of demand, 100%. Why wouldn't there be? If I'm an investor in America and if I see the country being super unstable, we have completely opened our borders and just give us money.
Yeah.
You could have our factories in Noida, you could have our factories here and there whenever. Why would I want to invest somewhere when I know when unrest and protests are happening? I know the people who are going to buy those products are out there on the streets and not in the retail shops to buy it. So why the hell would I want to invest in a country like that?
Yeah.
Why the hell would I want to invest in Iran right now for the same reason?
Yeah.
Iran and US, the conflict. So Iran's economy for that same reason is, because they put sanctions on the oil and they're reducing the demand for all. So we can't buy it from Iran because we don't want to mess up our relation with US.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons their prime commodity, which is oil, is not in demand. So
who's buying from Iran? No one?
China.
Russia.
The Chinese, bro. They give it
everything. Sorted, man. These guys are sorted.
But bro, I really want to talk about this line of credit thing that I just read like a week back.
Line of credit,
Line of credit. Line of cocaine. Yeah, LOC. Line of control. It seems like a crazy
Damn,
thing.
what line of credit,
bro,
man?
It's something like China invested in South Africa because South Africans wanted infrastructure development and welfare, and they want their population to feel a little better with passing time.
To have some money.
Have some money. So World Bank said, we don't think you have a plan. So we're going to give you the money, but we're going to put a lot of restrictions. So you got to do this, that. So South Africa said, we want to retain our sovereignty.
Yeah.
So what they did is they go to Chinese. So the Chinese said, we're going to give you the chow mein and whatnot. And also we're going to give you chow mein. And momos, and we're going to give you $4 billion. But there's a clause. You cannot have your population working on your projects. We will send our people to work on your projects. So you get the point? The employment of South African people does not increase. And the people who are employed for their projects are Chinese themselves. So there is a theory, it's not a theory or whatever, but they are deploying their prisoners who are in China to work on the projects. Prisoners are working on the development infrastructural projects in South Africa, and they are prisoners of Chinese government. So the prison, which is run by the taxpayers' money, is less burdened now. Because they don't have, there are less people there. So they're using their prisoners to work on their own line of credit.
Is that true?
It's true, dude. It's just Google Ashes.
Yeah.
It's right there on Reddit.
You should be able to Google this stuff, man.
Yeah,
this is crazy, dude. Maybe we should have like a Jamie.
Jamie.
Hey, pull it up.
Yeah. Put it up right there.
Put it up, man. We can see some shit. Like Chinese prisoners in South Africa.
Yeah, maybe next time we could do that.
What are they? Yeah, next time we should.
Next time we should have like an HDMI thing going on. We could like Google it, or maybe like some of our friends could help us and just cast it right there.
Right.
With the Google report side. Just gives us a little authenticity
for our viewers. Yeah, because everything on the internet is true.
According to Guardian, it's true.
It's true?
Yeah.
I mean, I read it somewhere too, man. So
Chinese.
Just flip my mind. Like Chinese is super smart. They say we got a population bomb happening.
Right.
How do we reduce it? We got a lot of money in the bank. Okay, we got a lot of people. Okay. Give money somewhere, get people there, they're gonna work there, we're okay. We're gonna get interest on the money, and we don't have to take care of these guys, the bad guys,
So what does South Africa get out of it?
Sri Lanka as well, sorry.
Sri Lanka as well.
Sri Lanka as well?
Yeah, they're making a port there.
And then they're going to start buying properties and land there.
Properties and land and make Chinatowns Chinatown is everywhere anyway, isn't it?
It
is. It's crazy, guys. Crazy guys. Colonizing guys, man. Not even crazy. They just realized their own mistakes, that they never ventured out too much, and their mistake was to not learn English because they were like,
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, but those guys know how to do business.
For sure, dude. They're smart, they're hardworking, and they've got relentless perseverance.
Really?
With whatever goals they set.
You met some Chinese people, right?
I work in a Chinese company, bro. The start of this podcast.
Anti-national bigot.
Yes.
This anti-national guy.
Yes.
You work. Chinese restaurant.
Yeah. They've employed us. We're into our lives. What
am I doing chilling with these motherfuckers, dude? I don't like this, man. You guys should be embarrassed.
Chinese phone.
That is true.
I mean, the video.
My laptop is made in China. This microphone is made in China.
Made in China.
This thing,
everything.
sing #Dorothy69, whatever that means. is made in China.
Why not? The bulb as well, I'm pretty sure, dude.
Yeah, everything is made in China. This drone is made in China. My headphones are made in China. This Samsung Korean, I guess.
South Korean, but maybe manufactured in China or assembled in China.
Yeah.
You never know, because South Korea's cost of labor is really high.
Yeah.
So you never know.
So what's this double standard, bro?
Me?
No, like about people. Like,
people?
Yeah. What's this whole deal about boycott Chinese stuff when
we
their rooms are full of Chinese things?
We can't because probably we don't have the technical know-how to develop the things that they're already giving us for so cheap.
We can't just make factories and employ people?
It's not that easy because China's mastered the art of not giving a fuck about the patent laws. So all the American companies coming in China, what they do is they learn their craft better, and they get training and development done for their workers, and what they do is like really replicate the business idea in China and making it cheaper. So that's why a few of the sanctions for solar panels has been put on in China, because they're dumping their solar panels in the European Union. And Europe, even if they subsidize it together, they cannot get the cost price lower than what it is in China.
Oh shit.
So because
by big margin?
By really huge margins.
Chinese make a lot of stuff for very cheap.
Very cheap, because they've got the government's
not only do they not give a damn about the patents, but they also make stuff really cheap.
Really cheap.
The labor is cheap.
The labor is cheap, 100%.
Yeah.
And their conditions are really bad as well, and they don't really give a fuck about lifestyle and quality of life and money and things like that.
Yeah, who cares?
And also they've got the logistics really right. I mean, they've got the ports, the ships, transportation, the train connectivity from the rural to the ports. So I don't know, somebody said something like, my professor in MBA, he said Chinese got the cities closer to the ports, and what Indians are doing, that we're trying to get the ports closer to the cities.
Like how?
I mean,
how does that happen?
It's a little hard to explain.
No, I get it. Like you're saying, the Chinese are getting the ports closer to the cities. No, the Indians are getting the ports closer to the cities.
So what we're trying to do is, we have the cities, we don't want to move people around, so we're getting the ports nearby to the business areas. But what the Chinese are doing is they are getting the people to live around the ports, so that they already start thinking about a business idea in terms of import and export with another country. So everyone is like an entrepreneur who thinks about selling his product to another country. Thinks about there might be a way through the Pacific Ocean somewhere, and some European country might want to buy it.
Yeah.
So they're getting the cities closer to the ports, and then it's easier. So all you gotta do is make your stuff in a factory, just get it to a shipping corporation, get your cargo things right, and just say bye-bye to the ship and get your money right through a letter of credit.
I don't know if this is true, but I think they have they have cities. More cities. When you think about Indian cities, it's Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune. Yeah. Livable cities, Hyderabad, 5.
Hyderabad,
where you can, where a normal person like you, person like me, or like her, someone can go and live there and start a company, start a business, something like that. I won't go to Kochi, man.
You don't want to go to Kochi.
I mean, it's a nice city. It's Kerala. It's a capital. It's good, but it's not really a thriving metropolitan, cosmopolitan city, which is thriving with business opportunities.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Really
I mean, that's just Kochi. But there are so many cities that need to be developed. People need to move out of these really densely populated cities we have in India, man, and handful of them.
Do you think the fabric of our country, the community system, where we feel solidarity when we are part of a community, because we have caste system, and we have some kind of familiarity with our own village, and people, because when you think about people venturing out, it's not just for business opportunities, it's also about getting a better quality of life. But the moment they do that, for example, a Dalit guy, a guy belonging to a certain marginalized class wants to move out of their city and go to some other city, they wouldn't have the likes of him there, so he's not going to feel like home. And there's a little bit, what I'm saying? There's this.
He won't find other Dalit people to chill with.
Because we segregate. That's so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And they segregate it.
Even saying it feels weird.
It feels weird, but people identify themselves with clothes now.
Right.
People identify themselves with the way they look.
इनको तो हम कपड़ों से पहचान लेते हैं.
कपड़ों से पहचान ले. आप chronology समझिए ना.
यार, I need to fucking put my phone on every time, man. Every fucking time. I'm so sorry.
One of the distractions. I deal with it on a daily basis.
Forever distracted.
Even my weekends are not free, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I probably get my boss calling me around 11:30 saying Chroma is fucked. Reliance Digital is fucked. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
He just questions me for no reason. He's like testing me. He's like my MBA teacher all of a sudden. What are you gonna do if that happens? I said, did that happen? No, but what are you gonna do if that happens?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Dude, tell me.
Flying fuck. Why are you giving me hyperboles like that?
Yeah.
What the world ends?
That guy, your boss sounds like a stand-up guy. He sounds like a really brilliant guy, bro. Especially when he asked you, like, do you smoke weed? I respect him for that, bro.
I don't want this to go on air, but yeah, he did that. He did that. I mean, in no goddamn country that's allowed to ask your employee if you do drugs.
Yeah.
My boss fucking did that. My boss asked me if I do drugs, and I was super sober. Like in the last 5 years, I've never felt that clear in my life.
Yeah.
That's the day he asked me.
Yeah.
I should have taken your advice and asked him, when was the last time you got laid?
When was the last time you got laid, brother? What a Greek tragedy, bro. Yeah, what a Delhi tragedy, bro. Yeah.
For sure, man.
Shit,
I mean, like you're inhaling too much pollution.
Oh, yeah.
Your parts are getting flaccid. What's up with
Does
you?
he work out? Like, do your co-workers work out?
Not really, bro. Not really.
Because, dude,
his flesh is leaving his bones. So.
I see your Instagram pictures, man. If you go to a hotel for some work and stuff, you always hit the gym, bro.
I always hit the gym, man.
Yeah.
I'm like
that.
I'm like the male version of Mandira Bedi, like that.
Male version of Mandira Bedi, man.
Oh, fucking
Challenge, 100-day challenge, doing the staircase thing.
Yeah.
She's crazy, dude. I love her. And I've met her.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. You made a video with her?
I made a video at Mandira Bedi because it was my mate Dishant's birthday. So I told him, you know what do you want? He said, nothing, bro. I'm okay. He's like this, nonchalant guy. I said, bro, you know what? I'll get you something you're going to remember all your life. So I said, give me 10 minutes. So that was right there, Mandira Bedi, and she was hosting and I was organizing that entire event for Oppo. So I just went up to her and said, you gotta have the right approach, man. She's a big woman, okay? So I just went like the most humble self of mine. I said, it's my mate's birthday. Is it okay if you say a few good words? And I just put my Oppo phone out and she's like, okay, yeah, what's his name? What does he do? I said, he's a computer engineer. He's working for an ad agency and just say good few words. And she was super sweet to say that.
You should have told her he's a rapper, man. Because he is.
He is. He doesn't want to be identified as a rapper right now because that's a lost cause for him. But yeah, he's a poet now. He writes for himself. Just the same way. I was a bodybuilder back then, but I don't pursue it now, but I still work out.
Your body was fucking out of this world, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, for a dude
for that age, I think it was, bro. I don't want to be humble about it. Yeah.
Jacked.
Yeah, I was. Yes.
Fucking jacked, man. This motherfucker. When I met you for the first time, bro, in Dwarka, I remember, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
Yeah, it's too huge.
He's big.
Yeah, I was big, dude.
You were big, man.
Huge, yes.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, bro. I'm maybe somewhat of an extremist.
Was that functional, bro? Were you able to like touch your toes?
Bro, you'd be shocked. Like, I would do like the average poses like that. Like, my flexibility was just out there, average. But probably I wouldn't be able to like back bend or something.
I still can't do that.
Yeah, maybe not a handstand.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know. But I could do like 20-25 pull-ups. So, I had the strength to pull my body weight.
Right.
So, I didn't go wrong there.
How much did you weigh?
At
your peak? Like?
At my peak, I had like 5.5% body fat and 87.5 kilos when I was in competition. Right now I'm like...
That sounds like competition.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
Right now I'm 69 with probably 12 to 13% body fat. Easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel happier. I feel more energy in me. You know?
Right.
And less of fixation to what I have to do next. So I'm a little flexible like that in my schedule.
Right.
That's pretty cool, man. Gives you time to
But
do
that's
things.
Also a life, man. Like, you know, you kind of got into it and you got into it really, like, into it. Like,
really,
you were not like half-assing it.
Yeah, not really.
Definitely not half-assing.
I fucking, right after my 12th, bro, I didn't even have a plan. I didn't have a objective to be like a celebrity trainer or go out there on the Instagram and get like online coaching done. I just want to have a good fucking body. So I just, right after 12th.
You want to do fuck!
Yeah, I just want to be a guy. I just want to have that pump all night long, even when I'm sleeping. There were days like I woke up to pee and just like, okay, let me hit just like 10 push-ups. I just woke up middle of the night and just want to get that pump again.
Really?
I think that's kind of unhealthy, but I was...
You got up in the middle of night and did 10 push-ups?
Yeah, because I drank water because my body was like super huge and muscle is primarily water.
Right.
So I got the theory right and I would drink like a liter before sleeping. Then I had to wake up and pee.
Yeah.
So when I wake up, I just realized, okay, I don't look swole anymore. So, I don't want to go swole. So I just do like 20-25 push-ups before bed.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy like that. But yeah, I mean, I hope I get that, that Zen mindset about other things. So I'm not going to leave that now.
But you still hit the gym, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like working out.
What do your co-workers say about that? Look at this fucker. What is he doing? Is he okay? Why is he going to the gym?
Yeah, I mean,
why is he not chilling with us,
yeah,
eating fucking laddus, man?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I say no. And you know my reasoning for that is I don't want that insulin spike. They're like, what? Never heard that before. Are you on a diet? Just say you're on a diet.
Spike, what is
just
some kind of fucking...
Just say you're on a diet.
Voodoo, motherfucker.
What are you talking about? You got diabetes? I'm like, no. I just read too much.
I just read too much.
I can't relate.
Yeah, man. Shit, dude.
Yeah,
like, you actually said insulin spike and they were like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
Yeah, we're never going to offer you anything, bro. You have a lonely professional career with us. But it's pretty cool.
Oh, Lord.
The corporate life is fun, man. You just gotta get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Once you realize and once you accept, it's going to be boring unless you make it interesting. So I got my own bunch. I got like 4-5 people, once in HR, once in marketing, once in Southeast Asia. And when we go for lunch, we have one person from each department. So I know everything what's happening, like in the organization a little bit, like the gossips. That just keeps the fire going, and I know how the organization's working, what plans they're working on, and things like that. But one thing I've realized, like, you cannot work without having friends, like.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people, I can't relate to them, like the way we talk, I probably can't have the similar conversation. But then I sit with them and I accept and I just keep quiet sometimes, and it's fun. It's fun. It's okay, man.
Right.
We're all animals, dude. At
Exactly.
the end of the day. We're all evolving at different paces. And
yeah, that's true, man. A lot of people, like, they get really into this whole scene where they take so much care of themselves and, like, read so much. And they like do so much of those kind of things.
That's a good zone. That's a good zone.
They can't like relate with people, man.
Yeah, that's happened with me.
It's hard. It's happened with me as well.
Yeah, I mean, if the mind is stretched too much, you can't shrink it back, right?
Right.
Yeah, like they say, if you ever go black, you never go back.
Yeah. What does that mean? I don't got it.
I don't even know.
What is that like?
Coffee for you guys and dicks for girls.
Oh, coffee for guys and dicks for girls.
Yeah.
Once you go black, you never go back. Coffee for guys and dicks for girls.
That
makes sense, dude.
Coffee for guys, like.
I know law, exactly. Yeah, no law chicks
but-
who dig some Americano.
No, I'm just
Fucking Americano.
But I quit coffee, man.
I just drink
realized,
black. Okay, I just drink black coffee. I don't like none of this fucking milk shit.
Espresso, no cappuccino.
I'm vegan.
I don't want no latte.
Dude, you got 6 types of alternative milks. Do you know that? Maybe more.
Bro, all my information, like crazy amount of trivias I get from you and a little bit from Charu, like indirectly. Yeah, about food and products and hemp and vegan. Talking about hemp, how's your hemp?
Shout out to Tribal Hemp, motherfuckers.
Yes,
Come into the house.
Yes,
You're gonna give
yes.
some. Fuck Boheco, man.
Fuck Boheco.
Yeah, but like it's good of Boheco to actually like come up and do this, At least they started,
They got the ecosystem going, right?
Right.
Because
It's
you
like,
gotta have one guy there before you, man.
Right.
You gotta learn from their footsteps too, Apple did that, man. IBM was there. Yeah, IBM was there.
HP was there as well.
100%.
Yeah. Seriously, man, you need people to create stuff, create companies, create opportunities, create Instagram accounts, I check out Boheco all the time, man.
Boheco's nice. They got like really minimalistic, decent design on their Instagram channel.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
I
nice.
like
And with Boheco, we mean Bombay Hemp Company. Shout out to these guys, man. I tried their hemp, bro. I ordered some online and it's good.
It's good?
It's good, man. It makes you feel really good, man. The thing about hemp protein is that it's extremely light on your body, bro. It's a lot of fiber. And it's got a lot of it's just basic. It's dietary fiber and it's 40% protein and full amino acid profile. So you don't get that in any other form from a vegan and vegetarian source of protein. I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, but I like hemp, bro. It's so
man. I like it because we got like our childhood, the formative years of our life, dude.
Hemp?
Yeah, hemp, cannabis, marijuana, Mary Jane, Malana, Inder Bhaiji, I love you, don't ever die. Keep rubbing. Keep doing that yoga. Give me some raisin.
Dude, you remember his cottage?
Yeah, bro.
In Belling?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, shit.
Me and Bala were just talking about that yesterday. Dude. Rakesh
stuff,
Bhaiji, you got that super?
Yeah.
Super cream, bro. And he said like, you said like, Bhaiji, I'm not going to be able to pay you money, but I'm being straight up with you. I won't pay you money, but he's like, get me 1 bottle of alcohol next time you come meet me.
Did he say that?
No, he didn't say it.
No, not to me. No. I asked for a good like a price. Like I didn't have a lot of money, so I kind of asked him to like reduce the price.
He didn't ask for a pair of shoes.
Dude, that guy took me from Belling to this really far off village. Like a half an hour walk. I went with who?
Yeah, Bhalla.
Bhalla, yeah, I went with Bhalla. You spoke to Bhalla about that
Bhalla was at my place yesterday. We were about to watch a movie. He just reminded me that Datta got the best fucking super cream of that season. And I said like,
but man,
I should have asked for one joint.
That village was a different place, bro. I mean, so was Belling. Like,
so it's like Malana, Belling, and then that village,
place. Yeah.
That place.
I don't know what that place was, man.
No,
it's different.
No, Waiching
Same hearts. I recognize those hearts from your picture, bro. It was Waiching.
I didn't click a picture there. I didn't click a picture in the village I'm talking about. That village
you
was like
you click pictures at Belling. Like Belling and Waiching would be similar.
Do you think so? I've never been to Waiching.
Me neither, but I've heard like Belling and Waiching, like right there's a little mountain in between and it's on the opposite side.
Right.
So I think the infrastructure gotta be similar, man. I mean, they can't be like Western and they can't be like French or something like that. They gotta be similar. So
West Berlin, East Berlin, bring the wall down.
No. We believe in British architecture, Victorian. We believe in King Jean-Louis. Can't be like that.
But dude, you know what, man? Now that we talked about the cream and all, I think we also owe it to talk about how disgusting those towns have become. Like the villages, Malana is so
100%.
disgusting. Bro.
In terms of the amount of rubbish that the
it's so dirty.
Average tourist is creating.
Tourists are creating. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the tourists because they are creating the demand at the end of the day, and all these commodities are ending up over there.
Yeah.
And there's no system to clean it.
There's no system
There's no system. You can't touch the stones and you like all that. They're stuck in their old times and they're eating kurkure.
Yeah, I know. The Coke bottles in kurkure and a lot of plastic there. They've got an entire dump like right before you reach Malana village. They've got a lot of rubbish lying around on the left side of that valley, that super small narrow road.
Oh Lord, man.
Right before the start of Malana.
I remember this one spot in the middle of the village where the temple is.
Yeah.
And where you go up from there where the shop is.
There's a shop and right between there. Yeah, bro. I remember
that entire patch was full of shit. Crap, like all commodities and shit, man. So it's like, man, I don't know what to do about it. Sometimes I feel I want to go with my rubber gloves and take a fucking bag and put all of that shit inside. But it's like, it needs to be structurally changed.
Yeah,
I can't do that. Like, it's easy for me to say that I will not do it because nothing will change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could do it. I mean, you could do your bit.
Yeah.
You could clean it for the next 15 days, but it's not a sustainable effort as well.
Right.
It's gonna get dirty again.
Yeah.
Because there's no change in mindset like that. I think what we could do is like spread awareness and like really be pushy about it.
Yeah.
I think there are very few things in life you can be pushy about and not the karma come back to you for that. Like we could just talk about it. We could just like you got like good amount of, you got a drone, you got like good mobile phone, you got money, you got power in your legs to walk around and just document this thing and just put it up somewhere.
I really hope these villages get clean. That's the point, man. I really hope that all this money that people are throwing in there, it kind of gets used, and they don't lose the old touch, but at the same time they kind of get clean. They need to get clean.
What if I've got like an idea, just talking, hearing you out. How about we get like a donation box of like anybody who sees it and doesn't like it donates like $10 or $5 for a cleaning guy in Malana. So what these guys would do, so we just have to go to Malana and convince all these guys staying there that we got a donation box going on, we're going to do the marketing for it from our cities, and whoever tourist is coming here is going to put in money, and you take care and manage the guy who cleans this shit and you pay him the money.
Right. And they can manage the money as well. I don't want the money, man.
Yeah, don't give us the money, but tell us the accounting thing. Like, you're not buying no fire.
In their mind, he's going to the Teka to buy some pawas with
that. Yeah, don't buy no molasses with that
shit. He doesn't smoke, man. He only drinks. Motherfuckers drink there like crazy, bro.
Like
it's
crazy,
cold.
Dude. Yeah.
It's cold and those fuckers drink.
They do that. They do that 100%.
Yeah. What's up, Charu?
What's up?
What's up?
Dude, I just want to add something to what you were talking about before.
Yeah.
That when you were telling me that you're working in your company and you are the only one who's working out and going to the gym and other people are like offering you laddus and stuff and not understanding what you're doing, why you're doing it. It's the exact opposite outside. Like if you're the one who's not working out, then you're like the sad person in the whole group. Everyone is working out there. Everyone is like really careful about how they like take care of themselves. And if there's somebody in the office who doesn't work out, that's like the sad person.
Yeah, we don't want your negative energy around us, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's kind of great what you're doing and just keep doing it, man.
For sure, man. I'm gonna stick to it. And a lot of motivation I get from this guy, dude. I see him working out here and there, doing things. Kuch na kuch karta rehta hai ye. So that's a good
I feel like I owe it to the people around me because if I don't 100%. Work out, I'm very nutty, bro. Yeah. I get very nutty.
Me too.
That's true, Charles. Like that's true.
Yeah, because I think I've got an evolutionary perspective behind this. Is when you think about, don't you think like our generation is the weakest generation in terms of our physicality, in terms of. If you see this, our spinal cords, like there's a research done.
Ooh, my spinal cord.
Our spinal cord is the shortest. Like an average size of the spinal cord is the shortest right now.
Think so?
Yeah, there's a study behind it. Our heights, if you go really back, there were guys taller and much stronger.
Dude, I actually heard something very different, bro. I heard like in the American Revolution, something in the 19th century or 18th century. I don't know when that happened. I'm feeling very dumb now.
When
did the American Revolution happen? Something in 1750, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So like the guys were really short, man. They were like really short, yeah.
Okay.
The tiny dudes.
1765 to 1783.
1765 to 1783.
Too long, man. Yeah. 17 something, man.
Yeah. What damn 18th century, dude.
Yeah, that's some like back shit. But like, people were really tiny back then.
Yeah, I mean, my point was like, for example, if you see the amount of physical exercise any average guy would have to do in order to fetch food, water, anything to sustain life was 10 times more than what we have to do today. All we gotta do right now is just go on Swiggy and just order whatever you feel like.
Your face is always bent down, man.
Yeah.
So I can understand.
Dude, if I'm on my phone, my neck is like drooped, bro.
Yeah. And then we complain about spondylitis and come on, you know that was coming, dude. I mean, what else were you expecting? Like longer neck? And you know, like it doesn't even stronger neck, more jacked up? Like your fucking trapezius coming out? Of course not. It's easy.
Yeah, and people get surprised when they're in a bad mood when they've been like scrolling on Instagram for the past 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
and
and it's really bad for your concentration as well when you think about it, because all you're doing is you're not really focusing on anything. You're focusing on a black mirror and you're just scrolling it, and then you're not actually focusing on anything, because the moment you start focusing, it loses attention, interest. And you scroll again and you scroll again. And that's just really bad for your concentration. You can't really focus. It impairs your focus for the next big thing. Like even having a constant chain of thought about an entrepreneurial idea or some kind of problem that you want to solve in the world, like pollution, Delhi pollution, or just your 9-to-5 job. That's why your bosses are like, you're not productive. Because you go home, you wake up with Instagram, you wake up with your social media accounts, you sleep with it, you go to your fucking pot, when you want to take nature's call, and what are you doing? You're just scrolling, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up. I think it's a revolutionary thing to not use your social media account early in the morning, dude.
I think it's become super easy to become successful. Just don't use your phone too much, man.
Yeah. I
just
swear
don't
to
get
God,
up and use your phone.
Don't use your phone. Give 15 minutes of your life to your existence of how your day is going to plan out. Just plan out like 15 minutes. Or just shut the fuck up and look at the ceiling.
Look at the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean,
what's on the ceiling, man?
Nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Just nothingness is everything.
Right.
That idea, like, we gotta start believing that people are
sorry to interrupt, but I had this like epiphany. When was the last time we were bored? No one gets bored anymore. Everyone's stimulated as fuck.
The moment you get bored,
no one's looking at the ceiling.
The moment you get bored, you get depressed.
Oh,
that
darkness.
You get bored and you're like, oh my god, I need a counselor. I mean, something's really bad happening to my life. 15 minutes ago, I was okay. I feel like bipolar right now. What the fuck happened? Your phone died on you. You can't find the fucking charger. That's what it is, you piece of shit. Like, come on, relax, chill the fuck out, man. Stop looking at a fucking screen.
Yeah.
Look at your fucking dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how does your dick look, man? I mean, I'm not asking you that, but you gotta know the insides of your body. Like, like people are so jacked up on their phones, brother. It's crazy. It's and the thing is that if I spend 15 minutes on Instagram and somebody had to quiz me on what I saw in those 15 minutes, I would remember jack. Nothing.
100%.
Zero.
100%.
Especially
Totally
Facebook. I don't know about Instagram. Instagram is a little more impactful. Like there are some images which are really striking.
Yeah, and most of our memories are pictographic.
Right.
Yeah, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but Facebook is like a dog shit place, bro. Like complete bullshit. Like, complete bullshit. There's nothing of value there. Like there are a few groups that I follow on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like I like to read about beer. And I like to read about the Himalayas and some things like that, so that you get some really good content over there. 100%. You can engage with nice people.
Yeah.
And you know how I did my third podcast, man? I connected with Meherban over Instagram. He's a photojournalist. He's posting all of his protest activist stuff over there. Some really iconic pictures. But how does the media connect with him? No one's wanting to connect with him because they don't give a shit. They'll only go with their reporters. Somebody can talk to him over Instagram.
He's a smart guy. He's a creative guy. They don't want creativity. They want to satisfy the average IQ. So Meherban is not the right guy. Meherban is for the niche.
Meherban is not the right guy.
Meherban is like
and unfortunately he also studies in Jamia Millia Islamia.
Yeah.
Dude, that university, the moment you say the name, it just feels like it's okay to go and put the police inside, like bust it up. Go in the library. So what? Good it happened.
They don't believe in Modi ji. They don't believe in Modi ji.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay, bro.
ऐसी आतंकवादी हैं bro, ये सब पता नहीं लगता.
हाँ bro, बिल्कुल यार, ये देश टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग के पार्ट है तो क्रोनोलॉजी समझिए आप, क्रोनोलॉजी.
चाची कहती ना, अगर तुम सीए का सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे तो तुम हिंदू नहीं हो.
Oh, bro.
My चाची said that to her.
Really?
Wow.
It's like so entrenched.
We got people like that really close to us living, and it's gonna be so hard to convince everyone, man. But
dude, you can't have a genuine conversation with these people.
You can't even have an opinion. No,
bro. I'll tell you something.
You don't have an opinion.
With this CAA thing, I never was for or against it. What I was against was the fact that police is throwing tear gases inside a library. It could have been our DCIC library. We're just sitting there and police walks into the campus and starts beating all of us up. And then it becomes the new normal. What if Delhi College of Arts and Commerce was called like Delhi College of Akbaruddin and Shahabuddin or something? Then we were fucked, bro.
We were fucked. Unless you change the name to Delhi College of Jai Shri Ram.
Come
on, study.
किला बनाओ यहाँ पे bro. तोप लगाओ ऊपर से.
They're not gonna hurt you. Do you want to beat these guys too? Like they're gonna ask us to beat those guys. Who belong to Muslim colleges with Muslim names.
Right.
But it's so weird, man. Like, you can't beat up students. You can't beat anybody who does not have arms and ammunition and who does not have the power to really kill someone. All they have are words. And the government that's against people who are just expressing their opinion is like a weak government.
Yeah.
It's like they can't even control dissent. They're not tolerant anymore. And our country was the most tolerant country of all. Look at Iran. Like, the outside world does not know much about the happenings inside India. So Iran asked India to de-escalate the relation between US and Iran right now because as a mediator.
Everybody wants to act as a mediator for everyone. The United States want to act as a mediator between India and Pakistan. Iran wants India to become a mediator for US and Iran. All of us are just like trying to be the boss of each other else, man. And India is in a situation, I feel, man. I think we're a little tolerant as a country. At least we're speaking out.
At least we were, man. I don't know the future right now, but the Gandhi's time and the way we got Britishers out, we didn't have to kill no one. We didn't have to just use our
Is that
weapons.
true? I don't think so.
Yeah, we were like civil disobedience. We said we're not going to use your clothes, your Western made clothes or your East India company products. We're just going to make our own. Gandhi led the movement. We're going to make our own salt. So we walked till Sabarmati Ashram like Gujarat. And then we started making our own khadi and things like that. We want to be self-reliant. And we just said, Gandhi's ideology, ek muh pe chanta maroge, dusra gaal aage kar dunga. Something like that.
What do you think about that, man? You've read the book, right? Does he talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, he really talks about non-violence.
Someone's going to slap you in the face.
He says that,
Isn't he scared of concussions and shit? Like,
practically, I'm pretty sure Gandhi would like give an elbow in his eye too.
Yeah.
Because he's a skinny guy, he's got that really good weapon there.
Ooh. Yeah, like Tony.
But Tony Ferguson?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He's
Dude.
coming up with Khabib, by the way.
coming.
April 8th.
He's coming.
So looking forward to that
man,
shit.
I'm big, bro.
Fuck US and America, dude.
Yeah, man.
Khabib.
Fuck all of that.
I
dude.
love it.
Everybody should just
Love
do
it.
martial arts, man. All of these people.
100%.
Seriously. Just like.
I think Ayatollah Khamenei and Donald Trump should be in a cage.
Oh,
and just
yes.
fight it out.
Hell yeah.
If you think you're
Two Indian guys right now have given you the solution for this, man.
For real, I'm not kidding. Why do we want other people to fight the war for you? You're the one making decisions. Okay, sorry, the camera's right there. I'm looking at the bulb. You're the one making. you're the one making decisions, and you're the one, pulling the trigger because you say you got the biggest button right in your Oval Office, and he's got a button right there.
Yeah.
Just fight it out like real men, like the way Abraham Lincoln would have, when they had the gun laws and whatever. Abraham Lincoln.
What
Before
about
he
him?
became a politician, when he was a lawyer, what he would do is like he would give out his opinion in the form of like articles. He would print it out and just throw it on the floor. And there was this one guy who just figured out who this guy is who's writing these articles and throwing on the floor. And that was Abraham Lincoln. So this guy identifies Abraham Lincoln, for whom Abraham Lincoln was writing the letter, and he challenged him to a duel.
A duel.
A duel, like
Really?
Yep.
Like a Russian roulette thing?
Russian roulette is like, a gambling thing, but they like American way where they walk 3 steps back and then just turn around and shoot. Like that kind of thing. The sheriff thing.
Yeah, like Clint Eastwood shit.
Clint Eastwood shit.
Yeah.
So Abraham Lincoln really got out of it, man. He convinced that guy with his oratorship, and he really talked him out of that tool. Otherwise, we wouldn't have no Abraham Lincoln. We wouldn't have anybody to abolish slavery.
This is very interesting. He used to write stuff
He
and
would
like
write
just
stuff.
throw it like
Just throw it
for people
So,
to read.
Yeah, we can
Nice,
have a
man.
fact check right now.
Nice.
We could have a fact check about that.
Dude,
I
like-
was not listening. I was scrolling my Instagram.
Life's happening. Yeah, I mean,
Dude.
we've got proofs, man. Whatever we're talking about is happening right now. We got fact check for that as well. That's
Yeah.
something we talked about.
What?
Instagram and social media. It's super hard to not get bored.
It's very anecdotal, man. Like people's experiences with Instagram and Facebook and all. Like because
Yeah.
I kind of feel there are people who are creating stuff, and then there are people who are consuming stuff.
Yeah.
People who are consuming stuff are mostly the people on Instagram.
Yeah.
But the creators are using those consumers.
Consumers, yes.
You decide where do you want to be. Do you want to consume or do you want to create?
Yeah, I mean, if the
It's
entire
simple. It's a platform,
Yeah, just like.
And also,
we gotta have more consumers, dude. At the end of the day, I mean, don't you think so? I mean,
For sure.
because if I give you a perspective about the same thing, think about it. If every human being on this planet becomes industrial,
yeah.
or every human being starts to have his own company, we would finish this planet in less than a decade. If everybody starts to produce something or the other, a material, a product, a
Right.
service or something, we would finish this planet. We gotta have more consumers, like more lazy people. Because you know what I'm saying? You
Right.
get the idea?
Right.
Because we have more people consuming the resources like that as their experiments, the earth's over, because there's a limited resource like that, which can be converted into something. But we gotta have more lazy people, more consumers, like laid back.
That's a very like a flip,
It's a
like
flip. It's a flip. Like, when you think about
you
it,
want
you
more
gotta-
people to be industrious, you want people to create businesses and
Yeah.
create products
Yeah.
and shit. But like, who's gonna consume that?
Who's going to consume? So when you think about it, the education system, you know how public school happened?
No.
It was a product of the Britishers. So the industrialists wanted employees who were skilled. So they would make the course for children for 12 years, what they're going to study about, so that they would have a perfect set of employees. They were not
Obedient.
Obedient.
They don't question shit.
They don't question shit.
Yeah.
They give exams. They know exact that level of mathematical sense,
Right.
that level of chemistry, so that they could make chemicals and pesticide, and that level of physics, so that they could melt steel into making other things like a railway track or something. So they won't think out of the box. They kill the creativity with homework, and they would send a lot of homework home, and the parents were forced to get the students with the best grades, and they would get a job or something like that.
Right.
But education system is a farce, dude, when you think about it. And that's why private schools and schools which like really bud your creativity,
Yeah.
and they
Bud your creativity. They kind of like foster it.
foster it, like nip it in the bud, like not that
Oh,
sense,
like they squash it.
not that sense, but
Right.
like really
I didn't
what do you
get
say?
that. Like bud. What does that
Bud
mean?
as in budding. grow.
So they grow the creativity. Okay,
So private schools are in demand right now is because they have that extra course, the extra vocational course or something like that, and because the soft skills, and public schools don't have that. Because when you think about it, I mean
that's true, dude. Though mostly.
Very true, man. That's very deep actually, because something as insignificant as this guy who came to do my window work, bro. He's got the skill. He can do woodwork, but he doesn't have that extra knowledge. What do I do to make it differently or make it better? All I wanted him to create was a plank that I can remove and I can put it down if I want a bigger shelf, and I can take it out and put it up if I want a bigger shelf at the bottom. And for him to be able to do that, to think beyond out of the box. He can make a shelf for me, but he just flipped when I told him to do something like that. And I had to tell him how to do it, because this is something that he probably did not learn from his father, who probably started with
that's a new idea. Never worked upon.
And they don't know how to do it. That goes in a lot of industries. I agree with you. Like private schools and colleges, yes, they take more money, and I understand your.
I know. When I thought about it,
you have to shell so much money to impart a good education to your kids, especially if they're not able to do it themselves.
Real education is expensive, dude. Real education is expensive, and they don't talk about getting students to meditate and really realize they don't want you to have self-actualization early in life.
They want you to be in pain and constricted and sit down on this uncomfortable chair. It's not even ergonomic, and you're sitting like this, and a ring bells, and then you're just gonna get up and say, "Teacher, can I go to the washroom?" Fuck, go to the washroom.
What the fuck? I mean, that's you can't have a fixed time for every human being to go and pee, right? You can't have a fixed time for everybody to satisfy their hunger in lunch break, right?
What if that boy takes hydration really seriously? And he drinks a lot of water while he's sitting in the class, and he wants to take a fucking leak, man. He can just go.
You should be just like the rest of the students. Why are you so different, Tommy? Tommy, you can't
Tommy.
Why are you different, Tommy?
Tommy.
Why do you talk like that, Tommy? Why are you chasing butterflies, Tommy?
Tommy.
Why do you want to make the next time machine, Tommy? Don't you like this thing? Why do you want to fly, Tommy? And Tommy's
like
dead.
The rest of those motherfuckers.
What Tommy did is took some acid, and now Tommy's dead, dude. Tommy took some fucking LSD when he grew up. Tommy wanted it to be different. Tommy wanted to see some colors flying, dude. Tommy wanted to see the moon. Tommy wanted to catch the moon. He couldn't do that. So
I think Tommy was fucked the day he was named Tommy, dude. His dad's like, I wanted a dog. All I wanted was that.
I think it's almost like his dad's dog died and he wanted to replace it with him, so he had a kid. Named him Tommy. Get it? Tommy, come here.
Oh shit, Tommy.
Eat your cereal right.
Tommy, don't question authority.
Get a smaller spoon, boy. That one's not gonna fit in your mouth. Let me give you some.
Oh shit, man. Oh lord, dude. But that way, dude, I think what do you think about Kejriwal doing all this thing in the government schools, man? Are you following that?
Yeah, bro, I'm following.
I mean, I don't want to make it political or anything, but apparently he's doing all this meditation stuff you're talking about. There are a few swimming pools, and dude, I actually had an exam to give for one of the things, whatever, I don't want to name it, and I went to a government school, and bro, it actually looked pretty.
Are you talking about the fellowship program? Teach for India, something like that?
No.
Or Gandhian fellowship?
No. It's not like that. It's not that. It's something else.
Okay, cool.
I went to the government school, bro, and it looked really nice, man. It looked like a good school. It had a ground, a volleyball court, a turf volleyball court, not just one of those makeshift shits.
Yep.
And then you had the entire campus with a lot of flowers, a nice garden, and I was like, dude,
that's pretty awesome.
Where am I?
It's pretty awesome, dude.
I was very happy for those kids, man, because I've studied in army public schools all my life, mostly
public schools.
Yep. But thank God for them being army public schools, because they're good, man.
They're decent,
Right.
And most of the teachers are army officers' wives, so they have a certain amount of enlightenment when it comes to education, because
right,
their children are also studying there, so they don't want to impart something which is substandard or subpar. So
you don't have any one of those teachers who are you've seen that video on this teacher?
GOOGLE. Google it. Yeah, I know. FUTURE. Holy shit.
Dude, I think that was some dope shit.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's
And that was some
Made in
dope.
China.
Made in China.
Made in China.
Alright, dude. We had like our board falling.
It's okay, man.
It's
You know,
all
the
right.
world's falling apart, bro.
At least we have gravity, bro.
We got gravity. Thank God for gravity, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps us grounded.
Keeps us grounded. Dude, imagine it would have been so fucking weird if there was no gravity and we took a shit. Can we even take a shit when there's no gravity? Like, where does it go? Comes out of your mouth?
Yeah, it's gonna, but you have to really push it out, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Try and like.
I think gravity helps with shitting, dude.
Bro, I think I've seen one of the podcasts of these astronauts, and they're talking about how hard it is to take a shit in space.
Really?
It's really fucking.
What do you
hard.
remember from it?
Bro, they're talking about it being so hard that it starts floating, and you have to catch it in a plastic bag and then throw it away. And it's right there in the air. So
there's plastic in the space?
Yeah, I mean, because
we're already fucked.
Yeah, because the way I see it, yeah, I mean, it's weird, man. I don't know, man. You have to really push it out.
Yeah.
Like, physically, like with your fingers and something.
Right. Do some yoga stuff, like
some yoga. You gotta put some pressure there and comes
Yeah.
out, and then it's just floating, and you just gotta catch it before it hits any part of it.
What if you're like.
Oh, what if you have like runny shit? I don't know what to think about that, man.
All you can do is drink warm water, man. What else are you gonna do?
You don't
Smoke
want to
some
drink
cigarettes.
too much water, because if you drink too much water, then you're gonna shit water. But if you drink less water, then you won't be able to take a shit because everything's clogged up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't eat any of maida, bro. Like no white flour, none of that congesting shit. I'm pretty sure they really take care of their diets.
Yeah, I mean they have
They take a lot of ghee.
tinned food or whatever, maybe ghee, some lubricants.
Yeah, I would like to think ghee because I like it. Yeah.
I mean, it's a really crazy study. What do they really eat, man? I wonder.
I don't know.
Googling,
Can you pull that up, Charu?
What does astronaut food look like, man? Is it like contained food? Is it cold food?
Astronaut food.
Yeah, I mean, we've been having this for an hour now.
Yeah, it's been an
Feels
hour.
like fucking 20 minutes or something, dude.
Yeah, like less.
20-25.
For sure. 1 hour and 1 minute.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening to this, guys, you're amazing.
Yeah, if you've listened to this from the start, dude, I love you, man.
5
just this.
foods astronauts can't eat in space. Bread.
Hey, you're getting a
alcohol,
call on your phone.
Yeah, so no maida, right?
Yeah. Alcohol,
gonna
salt,
pause it.
pepper.
Bro, I gotta take that. Can
Okay,
we just
please
pause
take
it and we can just restart it?
we can pause it.
So we have to pause it anyway.
Guys, we're
1 hour
gonna
is a long
pause
time
this
with-
because you know why we're gonna pause this?
we gotta
Because
pause this.
we can. Yes,
We could,
We
yeah.
can.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
We're back
back.
after break. We met some friends.
Yeah.
Called my mom. Yeah.
Mom's
she
over
wanted-
podcast, bro.
Mom's over podcast, 100%.
For sure.
Family over talk.
For family over everything.
Yeah.
Family first. A
How
lot of these
important
people
is
walk
family,
around who they don't really care about their families, man. Some people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure, dude. I get
Depends,
your point.
yeah.
I mean, what else is important than family? Your life? Okay, maybe if you're like really into,
Something.
something and really into making something out of yourself, and you got big dreams, so you're like super fixated on what you want to do. So maybe. So you're distracted with your ideas and
Yeah, some people are into arts and crafts. Some people are into creating
Yeah.
painting. Some people are into creating music.
So maybe your
They don't really
passion,
care about
your
family.
pursuit in life. Maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying artists don't care about family, but I'm saying some people are taken so much over by their ambition, or they're taken
Yeah.
over by their craft or something.
That's
Like
okay.
family is there, but like
That's okay. That even doesn't make sense because that's a singular pursuit. If you're talking about, if you're the kind of guy like Paul Rossi, who's like.
Who's Paul Rossi?
Paul Rossi was the guy who wanted to tame the fire in Brazil, Amazonian fire.
alone.
Yeah, I mean, he got a boat and he got people, he got funding. Yeah, he got an entire team going with water.
Yeah.
So if you're that kind of guy who was like working for humanity, I think okay, you can shun your family for a while or something.
For sure.
Go back after 10 years.
His mom was giving him calls like, "Bro, where are you, man?"
Mom, I'll call you back. Connections dying. I gotta save the world.
Yeah.
Okay,
How do
Paul.
you operate Facebook?
Yeah, just tell me your dad's not able to put his profile picture. He's scared. He's losing a lot of job opportunities.
Dude, when you fix someone,
We can't sustain on your dad's pension no more. Come back, Paul.
Paul,
Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, eat your goddamn cereal.
dude, when you fix some technical shit for your parents, something very simple, it's like hacker man.
Yeah, I mean, for you it's like
Man,
nothing.
bro.
For you it's like nothing. For your parents, it's like, We raised him well. Yeah, you did a good job.
Technical
You
as
did a good
fuck,
job.
man.
We both did.
I remember those phones that you could just open from the back, and I used to like take the battery out and shit.
Yeah.
Like people just like, ooh, look at this guy, open up phone and stuff. Maybe in my own head I used to feel like, dude.
Don't come on, bro.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's like
You can't
that's
open your
like a
phones
simple thing to
anymore,
do.
man. Can you see that? Nobody fucking opens phones anymore, man.
Nobody can. I mean,
Gangsters
I
have
think they can
phones
make it
that
like
can be opened because, you know, if you just walk around. Like,
yeah, maybe you want to just, you know, do your shit and just throw your phone and just dismantle it and throw it in the river.
Yeah.
Nobody can find it.
Fuck
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Makes sense, dude.
Bro,
Crazy.
1 hour, 5 minutes, man.
1 hour, 5 minutes. So that's the hour?
Yeah, that's the hour. That's the
Wow.
hour. 4
Wow.
minutes. Yeah,
Crazy,
sometimes
dude.
I sometimes think, should I even keep this on, because psychologically it feels like 1 hour, man. But conversation.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. I mean, you know, we're beyond time and space right now.
Yeah, are we?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, we were talking about astronaut food.
Astronaut food, yeah. So
Charu
our
pulled up
fact
some-
checker
Yeah.
just told
apparently
us.
they used to have like things out of it that look like paste, food that look like paste.
Paste?
Initially,
Yeah.
now they can eat anything and everything because it's packaged really well in like nets and stuff, so it doesn't fly away.
Paste.
Wow, so
Yeah.
First they used to eat
But no
paste.
salt and pepper. It's always like in liquid form. It's not in
Dude,
like
imagine getting like salt and
Shit.
pepper in your eye. It's like floating around. And it's just like get some.
yeah, because
So weird.
when you think about it, gravity has to do a lot with your digestive system, right? I mean, you
pretty
got
sure,
you got to
yeah.
keep it down, you know, because when there's no gravity, it's just floating around. Even your stomach is a vacuum area.
Right.
It's gonna be up on the upper wall and then down. Gravity like really pulls it down, and then there are juices flowing down,
Right.
and juices are exactly down. You know what I'm saying? Like you're pouring water on something.
Right.
But when there's no gravity, food could be up and juices could be left.
Ugh.
It's not even digesting your food. So the best thing to do is to just consume something liquid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
it's just so weird to even think about it. Cause just like we're
Will a gulp be a gulp?
a gulp.
The gulp.
Will a gulp be a gulp in the space?
But like gulp is more physical, like you know the muscles, you know. So probably you can have control over your
what
muscles.
What if it just
Comes
gets
back
here, comes back out? I mean, it's not gonna come back out. I mean, I don't think like because for that you need to like really puke. This thing closes when you're, so it's like a reflex action when you're about to gulp. Your body just knows to open that canal up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Epiglottis.
Epiglottis.
Yeah.
So it just knows. So even when you're speaking, your esophagus it just opens up a little bit, and the voice makes sense. Like the vibration, it just makes a sound like that.
Right.
So I don't know. Like, she's got a very good point though. Is a gulp really a gulp, or is it just like when you take it, it's right under the thing that closes and it just stays here. It doesn't go down.
Yeah.
It just stays here, and you feel
Ah.
like heaviness in your chest because there's no gravity to pull it down.
Yeah.
I mean, gravity has such importance with our evolution and the way our body functions.
Right.
And we're just completely fucking it up by going in space. We should just give hats off to these guys. Like,
Yeah.
probably they're just like lessening their mortality or whatever, you know.
Dude, have you heard of this phenomena when like astronauts go up in space and they look at this the Earth from the top and they have this
Yeah.
like, it's called something like a thing like where you start to feel a lot of love for the Earth because you can see it like a small globe rather than just like your fucking country.
Yeah,
like, you know.
yeah, I know.
I'm Indian. I love India.
Yeah.
Bharat Mata, you know,
The
everything. It
feeling
doesn't
of
matter. It's like India is
united
like
feeling.
like a speck, and so is fucking the United States.
United
so is like
States.
France. So is like Sudan. Whatever. Wherever you're from.
The Middle East, the Asia, North America, everything's the
Yeah.
same. There's a feeling of unity for humanity.
Right. Everybody
got a
should go
ring
to
to it.
space and come back. Like this Virgin guy is trying to do that, right? Richard Branson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
just
all
go
the political
see.
leaders should do that, dude.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah, just go out there, fucking meditate, see the
Yeah.
sun rise and never go down because you're out in space and there's always a sun.
Yeah.
You're not on a planet, so there's no sun or there's no moon. There's
What
always
do you mean
gonna be
there's
sun.
always a sun?
I mean, there's always a sun in practicality, but when you're not on one side of the earth, so you're always going to see the sun because you're out in space.
Right.
So the light always hits the space shuttle. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be sun. Nothing is hiding it. But when you're on earth, because of the rotation of the earth for
Right.
24 hours, half of the part is in darkness, half is because not facing the sun directly.
Right.
Yeah, so it's always you can see the sun from probably one window of the space shuttle and moon from one window of the space shuttle. Maybe is it that's how it is? It's so crazy, man.
Anshul, you know a lot about a lot of things, brother. How do you keep so fucking stimulated, bro?
I don't
Seriously,
know, man.
just spill it out, man. Seriously, I'm fucking
just-
fascinated by you, bro. That's why we're having this conversation, because
Yeah.
it's like you know shit, you know some things, you read, you spend time gaining knowledge, bro. And it's
Yeah.
like I think a lot of people forget doing that when they grow up. Like probably
Yeah.
after school, maybe even in school, a lot of people. Like I never used to read in school, bro. It's actually
Really?
out, yeah. Not books and stuff, Eric Brighton.
But
and all
you
this
know a
stuff,
lot of
Goosebumps.
things. You know a lot of things. You got your shit right, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like to read about things that I care about.
You know about body and how it works, and you got your yoga courses, right? I mean, you know about food more than I do. I mean, you know about places more than I do.
I mean, it's not about more than I do or you do, but the thing is that you, motherfucker, you're my guest, my fucking boy. This
Yeah.
guy is like, but bro, you're a smart motherfucker, bro. That's
Thanks,
that's
man.
what the point is, man. You're a
Yeah, I mean,
smart motherfucker.
I think I realized that, and when they talk about food
Do you
chain,
feel like that? I'm sorry to butt you in, but like, do you feel like that sometimes when you're like, trying to talk to people and stuff? Like how we talked about this earlier, right? Like just being around somebody who's...
bro, I'll be honest with you, man. I'll be straight up with that.
Yeah.
For a point when I started reading a lot of books, when I started to make a lot of sense, there was a certain amount of awareness that okay, I know stuff. I can understand stuff. The basic things around me. When I read the newspaper and I see things happen, I could connect dots. Okay, that's coming from history. That's coming from somewhere. So I could get that. But now, when I'm talking to someone, my entire focus is on where is he coming from. So it leaves no space to think about myself.
Right.
I'm just trying to be a part of the conversation, how much I can contribute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's about it, man, And like Socrates said, it's like, you venture into every conversation like it's your first, even if you're talking about it and you talked about it last night or 15 minutes back.
He said that?
He said that.
Socrates?
Socrates said like,
It just sounds legit if Socrates said it, Ooh,
yeah,
Socrates.
Socrates never wrote a
Damn.
thing, Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, they never wrote anything down. All their knowledge which was important to their disciples was verbally.
Really?
Yes, they
Like
never
verses?
wrote. Verses, bro. They said
Yeah,
things and
bro.
people would just remember it. That's the perfect way a guru would teach his disciple. Just talking to him. This free spitballing the way
They
we
didn't
are.
write shit?
They never wrote anything.
That's crazy.
They were never wrote
I think they
things.
were high as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, dude. These
They were popping
guys.
psilocybin and just like creating ideas and like,
Probably.
Dude, have you heard of this guy called Paul Statmans? He's a mycologist from the United States, and he says he's a proponent of psilocybin and mycelium, man. He's like, dude, you should pop mushrooms, and if you have ideas, you can work on them.
Is he like the Timothy Leary guy?
I don't know about Timothy Leary, but I've heard of him.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't know about this thing? Turn in, tune up, drop out?
Yeah.
The famous...
That's how I know him. I read it in the book, the Steve Jobs book.
1969 Woodstock Festival, the
Yeah.
American hippie culture era.
Right.
He
He was part of that, right? Was
part
he
of
a
that.
scientist as well? Timothy
He
Leary?
was a professor of in Harvard University, and then he just traveled the world doing drugs and LSD and psilocybin, and he just realized that he's got that theory. Alan Watts and Timothy Leary, same era, I guess. They would have this theory that I'm gonna tell you that, bro. It's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah,
okay?
drop it, bro.
Yeah, so he has this theory about mushrooms, that mushrooms have this, you know mushroom, right?
Yeah.
When you see it on a soil, it's like an iceberg. 10% of an iceberg is outside the surface of water, but there's 90% that you cannot see, and there's depth. The same way the mushroom has it,
Right.
and it's connected to another mushroom under the earth, and then they are basically the aliens on this planet, and they have the power to regulate the climate, and they are basically making all these decisions for humankind, and we just think that we're the one top of the food chain.
What?
But they're the ones super sensitive micro super organisms that are controlling the earth and the way it functions, the entire bigger microorganism which is earth, and then there are mushrooms which have information like a server, like a computer server which can connect and transfer data from one server to another, and a mushroom can transmit data from one part of the earth to another through underground networks. So mushroom is this man, like thumb size above the soil, but like as big as an iceberg, bro, through the networks, and it's connected to another mushroom. And like, so when you eat a psilocybin mushroom, it just opens up your perception, bro, because then you're connected with everything in the cosmos, from the beam of light to whatever the shit you just had right now, because that's also atomic. So from the atomic level to the cosmic level, just connected, and that wisdom just comes into you, and you just feel like damn bro, something big hit me, you know?
Yeah.
Because you can't just contain it. Like 3 hours of that eternal, archaic, prehistoric wisdom coming to you, and you just see shapes like.
You think the information is stored in those mushrooms, and then you kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, they're like probably like a catalyst for your medulla oblongata to just open up.
What did you just say?
Medulla oblongata. Yeah, that's a part of your
medulla
brain. Oblongata. Yeah, that's the part of your brain right here. The end of the spinal cord, the start of your spinal cord, L1.
Okay.
Right here. So that just opens up like that, because when you consume psilocybin, it's like a key to that lock. And all your DNA is like genetic coding, which is passed on from the time of Jesus Christ, and probably when we were Homo erectus, and maybe going back when we were monkeys.
Right.
So everything is like we're part of a reproductive cycle, right? So you have your father's and your mother's genes, and your parents have their parents' genes. So every genetic data is in your DNA. So the moment you eat that, you get everyone's knowledge, which actually makes sense, like that. That is a rush of information, and that just leaves you super humble. And what the fuck am I gonna do now?
Oh shit.
When all my mind is completely open, and I have no idea how to pursue life.
Dude, I think a guy has to be really ready for it, man.
I really want to do that now.
Dude, imagine like a guy who's like super fucked up. He's been eating chips and crackers throughout his life, and his gut biome is all fucked up, and he's just like drinks all day, and then he pops a psilocybin mushroom, and then he's like,
fuck this shit, fuck this shit, this ain't right for me, that ain't right for me, that ain't right for me, and I know everything.
That's crazy, brother. How, like
I did mushrooms, by the way, like 5 months back.
You
and
did?
I had like fucking 3 dozens of mushrooms in Kodaikanal. Dude, I had so much mushrooms, man, this time.
Shit,
it was really nice.
It's nice?
It's a good trip, bro. India has one of the best mushrooms. Hands down, dude.
No, I'm just happy that this is there for people to like, experience.
Yeah, people are scared though.
I'm sure people are scared, man. I think even it scares me as well, because like, how do you process so much information? That's the thing. It's all a game of that. Like, there's so much
100%.
There's so much information everywhere, but like, to process it all and put it in your life and move forward with that.
Yeah.
That's like a big question, man. And I think it's not for everyone, I guess. Maybe it is for everyone.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not very informed about this, but like, man, this is really fascinating about the mushrooms, bro.
I think you need to have a certain level of enlightenment, not even enlightenment, a certain level of education before you try something like that.
Right, education, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
because it's
you gotta know what you're eating.
You gotta know what you're eating, and you gotta know a little about yourself, how you react to some kind of external stimulus. You can't be a guy who's been drinking all his life, and all of a sudden drinking and just partying and things like that, and not really care about how he feels inside and what kind of information that goes inside his head on a daily basis.
Right.
You can't do a drug like that. That's gonna just leave you
very profound,
depressed.
right? Like, profound is the right word to put it?
100%. It's profound. You know about this drug called Ayahuasca?
Yeah. South
American drug. Yeah. Amazonians do it.
There's a whole ritual with it.
Yeah, there's a ritual. There's a shaman. Shaman ritual.
Shamans.
So you gotta take a boat somewhere, and you gotta take a boat, and that guy is like basically your trip guide. So when you take ayahuasca, they prepare an entire drink with it, which has DMT in it. So DMT is a part of that drink. The moment you consume it, it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the max.
Yeah.
It's not gonna last you an entire night or something. But I've read this guy's testimony about his trip, and he said, the day I tried ayahuasca, and I went into a zone, it's like coma, okay? And his eyeballs rolled back, and he felt this chakra and this energy force inside of him, which felt like a snake uprising in him, which made him feel like that his being inside, that this energy form, like maybe his past life he was a snake. A lot of people feel like they're animals, like different kind of animal, like different kind of shape, that there's only this awareness, not something visual you have. And that guy said, like, I went into a whole different reality where I lived a life up to 35 years of age. I was married, I had 2 kids, and I had a clerical job. And when he woke up, he was just looking for his wife and kids, and that only lasted for 20 minutes. He lived up to 30 years in his trip.
Wow.
And he said, he wrote a book after that. There's this guy, you could just Google that up. He wrote a book after his ayahuasca experience. He said, I lived 35 years. I could mention everything in detail, what I did, what my wife
He
would
lived
say.
for 35
35
years.
years, he said. He had kids, he had a life, he was a happy, probably an American guy, he had a clerical job,
Lord.
he explained about his jobs, his employees, his way to office, he comes back, he sees the sunset with his kids, something like that.
Oh shit.
The way that mind works, bro, on certain drugs.
Dude,
is
you know,
just
it's so
fucking
crazy because he had a trip for just 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
So on Earth time, it
Yeah.
was 20 minutes.
Yeah,
But in his trip time,
Yeah.
it was 35 years.
35, easy. That's what he said.
So
35
a lot of people live only up till 35 years. A lot of people must be dying when they're 35, right?
Yeah,
Statistically.
statistically.
What the fuck?
So are you saying like he had an epiphany of somebody's life? Like,
Maybe he lived a life for real.
Yeah, and maybe
Oh, shit.
maybe what
Maybe he took birth
Yeah.
in some parallel universe.
for sure. When you think about the time scale of the entire universe, whatever we're living right now is like 0.0001% in terms of the life of the earth, right?
Damn.
So if you put it there in perspective, like maybe like because the mind's running like that, and what is the sense of time and space? Time is such a human construct anyway. It doesn't exist really. And what is night and day? It's like the absence of sun is the rotation of the earth. We're floating beings anyway when you think about it. Because we have this awareness of our being as an individual, which is, telling us and making sense of time, because we have to run according to society and civilization. We've got jobs and we have like stomachs to feed and families to take care of.
Yeah.
So
The real stuff.
The real stuff. But at the end of the day, in a space which is so dark in fabric, we're just on a fucking rock that is floating around a fireball.
That's real stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean that's and our lives and our jobs have no real consequence. There's no cosmic significance to whatever the fuck we're doing here when you think about it, right? Whatever we're doing, we're not gonna make sense when Big Bang or a black hole strikes, or when the sun disappears.
Right.
What are we doing? Why don't we just travel?
Oppo's
the
gonna
earth?
save the world, bro.
Oppo's gonna save the world with AI.
Dude, I want to shout out to Oppo, man. Sponsor me, dude.
Sponsor this guy for having me here.
Yeah.
This podcast getting recorded in an Oppo phone.
It is getting recorded in Oppo
Yeah.
phone. So Oppo phones, all you guys there, we love the Chinese. Actually, I have nothing against the Chinese.
Me
man.
neither, dude.
Seriously, I
Me
love
neither.
them.
I love them.
I've not met a lot of Chinese people.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Chinese people.
Yeah.
But I know that they are crazy.
They're crazy.
They're crazy.
And I want to say, I love you not because you have great manufacturing power and you have communist system going on and your president is having the balls to fight with the superpower in trade war, but also because you called for ceasefire in 1962. Thank you so much for not fucking our asses. And please give us Aksai back. Okay, I love this.
Please, I want to travel to
Aksai
Yeah.
Aksai
Yeah, they took us, man.
Yeah, they took Aksai and they were penetrating in India, but they said, okay, our political ambitions are met and we don't want to pursue it any further, so okay, cool, ceasefire.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy good guys. You take your share and you keep quiet, you go to bed.
I just noticed you called it Saichin, not Siachin. Why is that?
Aksai.
Aksai.
So it's not Siachen, it's Aksai. It's in northeast.
Aksai is a region on the eastern side of...
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not talking about Siachin. You're talking about
They took Siachen also.
Yeah,
They took
okay.
Siachen, but
I
also.
thought you were talking about Siachin. I don't know.
Aksai.
AKSAI.
Yeah, put it up. It's
CHI.
crazy. Aksai
It's
is it's even bigger than the POK.
Yeah, dude.
It's big.
It's big, dude.
It's really big.
It's big
and nobody
because-
talks about it in India, man.
because-
Everybody's like Pakistan. Nobody talks about Chinese accession.
Nobody
man.
talks about it.
They don't have the balls, man, because they know Chinese are gonna fuck them up.
Chinese have got crazy amount of
They don't give a shit.
aircraft carriers and planes and whatnot, dude.
Yeah.
With their military way too ahead of us. Their economy is 5 times of India right now.
Yeah,
And,
they're big. And they're part of the world order, man. They're part of the Security Council and
nuclear proliferation treaty, guys. A lot of it,
Lot of stuff,
Security Council, trade unions in Southeast Asia, BIMTech. A lot of these places, man. China is everywhere, dude.
they figured it out.
Yeah, maybe part of NATO as well. Are they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Put it up.
Yeah, let us know. We'll just talk and.
Yeah, but Chinese, man. But dude, crazy. We can wrap this up now. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I mean, we could do this some other time.
For sure. We
Cheers.
have a lot of time lot of things to talk about.
Yeah.
Life is long, man.
Life's long.
People say it's short, but I sometimes feel it's kind of long, man.
We could talk about.
If we can really enjoy it, If
Yeah,
I
man.
really observe my day throughout, I feel it's so long.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you're not enjoying it?
No, because I'm observing it. It's like it's going, it's like fleeting. It's not like fleeting, but it's like, whoa, I'm here, man.
Yeah.
I'm here sitting with you. I didn't touch my phone throughout these 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Other than the pause in the middle, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
But it was great, man. It was great to have you, bro.
Great to have you too, man. Cheers.
Fucking
good
smart
talk, brother.
motherfucker, yeah.
Yeah, you
Before
too, bro.
You guys back up, one small information for you guys.
Charu has some information.
Yeah.
Astronauts and the space stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's not like there's no gravity in space. There is
Okay.
gravity in space. It's not as strong as the one that is there in Earth.
Really?
But there is gravity in space. That's why they look like they're floating, but actually they're falling. They're literally falling.
There's gravity on space?
So-
in space?
okay.
Little bit, not too
There
much.
is gravity in space, and that's the reason for things to go horizontal or haywire. But they're not literally floating. They're actually falling. That's the
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
So when you so there are people who apparently do this as well. You know those the roller coaster rides where you go up and then
Yeah.
they suddenly drop you down.
Yeah.
If you put a penny when you're coming down, if you throw a penny,
Yeah.
it'll fall at the same speed as you guys are falling. But
Yeah.
it look like it's floating in the
Yeah.
air. That's the concept that goes behind. And
Oh.
why
That's like
stuff-
skydiving. It feels like you're floating when you're skydiving.
Right.
You're actually falling. But
You're actually falling.
Yeah, you're falling. But
Yeah.
if you're with someone, you're just like...
They feel like they're floating,
Yeah.
but they're not floating.
Yeah, I mean,
Everyone-
but
every-
But
it
we
looks like
both
you're
know
floating.
we're
It looks like
falling.
you're
Yeah.
floating. But when you throw a coin, it's floating. It looks like it's floating, but it's actually doing it under the influence of gravity.
Exactly.
And it's going to the center of the earth.
Yes, but that's because Earth has more gravity compared to space.
Okay, so there's probably some other celestial body that's attracting
Yeah.
us towards it. So maybe we're floating towards it.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm
about
pretty
that.
sure there are a lot of celestial
So
bodies that
where are
have
we
an
falling?
effect on the
where is
gravity
the gravity
outside.
coming from in space?
Well, it's
From the
there.
other celestial bodies, I
Probably
guess.
from
From other celestial
Yeah, there are a
bodies.
lot of celestial bodies.
Yeah, because when
Yeah,
I had
like
sciences, so
moon and like-
so the the gravity.
Kothari had sciences,
No, I
man.
had sciences, so there was the formula. So G is the universal
Yeah.
quotient into mass of one unit into mass of another upon inverse of the distance square. So on the numerator is the mass multiplied by mass of the other object. So mass M1 is us, M2 is probably the celestial body.
Yeah.
You know?
But there is gravity.
There's gravity in space.
There's
And
gravity in space.
Why food
Awesome.
doesn't come out is because not because of gravity. Why we can consume food on Earth also is not because
Yeah.
of gravity. It's because of muscles. The muscles in the body push the food down.
Yeah,
but
but hair
But gravity
is
helps.
pushing it.
Gravity helps, doesn't it?
Sure.
When you take it down?
It does, of course.
Yeah, when you poop it, I mean,
That's why it's tougher in gravity.
the apple fell and Newton figured it out. I mean,
Yeah,
he
that's
always
why-
shat his life and he never figured it out.
Dude, I don't think he would ever say that he figured out gravity when he was taking a shit too.
Yeah, I mean,
He would not say. Nobody would like that story.
Nobody would like
Everybody
that.
likes apples. Nobody likes to talk about somebody else taking a shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty crazy.
Maybe
Apples
it was
are
the apple
universal.
he ate that came out with shit, but yeah.
Maybe that's why Steve Jobs didn't
Yeah.
name his company Shitbox or Shit or something. You know?
Yeah, that was a crazy thing, man. Why do you think he named it Apple, by the way? Do you think it's because of Newton and a lot of scientific significance to an apple?
Maybe.
Because Alan Turing, the imitation game guy,
Is it
also
mentioned
took
in
an
the
apple.
book? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
there are theories because he was a very secretive guy. I mean, Apple was probably.
Yeah.
I think it's because of Alan Turing, though.
Who's Alan Turing?
Alan Turing, the guy who decoded Enigma during World War II. Have you seen the movie Imitation Game? Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I've not seen it.
So he consumes an apple
Okay.
because the government subjects him to chemical castration because he was a homosexual, but he helped the government crack German machine's code Enigma. So he cracked the code of it. But he was a great guy who shortened the war by 3 years because he would decipher what the Germans are communicating to each other as codes. So he made a machine called Christopher.
Okay.
So you could put codes there and it could make sense out of that, that code which the German military was sending each other. And
Right.
wherever they're going to attack, so he could get the latitude and longitude right wherever the Germans would attack, and that's why he could save British people. And then when the government figured out, because homosexuality was a crime,
Right.
so even though he was a war hero, this still subjected him to chemical castration, as in like his testosterone would go down because he was fucking other men. So he would have gynecomastia and male boobs,
Right.
and he couldn't take his body ruining like that, and his mind wouldn't work, and he couldn't think of more ideas because he was a scientific guy. So he killed himself by injecting cyanide into an apple, and you know how he was found dead? One bite of an apple was taken and it was in his hand, and he was just dead. So I think Steve Jobs.
Oh,
That's similar
shit.
an apple like that.
Yeah, it's a bitten apple.
It's a bitten apple. So maybe it's
Dude,
Alan.
that's
Maybe
fucking
this
drop
is-
shit, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
That just fucking made me.
I
crazy.
think you convinced Steve Jobs of why he named his company Apple right now.
I think I just convinced myself as well.
Tuning,
That's
bro.
why
That's some
Steve
dope
Jobs named
shit.
Apple.
Why?
Why?
I want to know.
On the
Read
naming
it
of-
out,
he
bro.
said-
Read it out.
On the naming of Apple, he said he was on one of the
Fruitarian diets.
Fruitarian diets. He said he had just come back from an apple farm.
Oh
He
yeah,
thought the
Oh,
name
dude,
sounded
that was in
fun,
the book, yeah.
spirited, and not intimidating.
Right.
Okay,
That was a commune.
Okay, can we just write Apple,
Logo?
Steve Jobs, Alan Turing?
There's a theory.
Steve Jobs replied, God, we wish it were, but like all successful myths, it has elements of truth in it. Yes, at the inquest, the coroner determined that Alan Turing did die from cyanide poisoning. Yes, there was an apple with the bite taken out of it in his apartment.
Oh lord.
So, see, Steve Jobs,
That
Apple,
is so
and Alan
crazy.
Turing. So, I mean, it's just a conspiracy.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
But it was very convincing, you know.
It is convincing. If you knew about Alan Turing.
See.
And that's after Alan Turing actually.
That mentalflaws.com says, did Alan Turing inspire Apple logo? The legend of Apple logo. I mean, what do you want to believe? I mean, you know.
That's
Well,
so crazy.
Google, it's like
Dude, Alan
perfect.
Turing was
Perfect.
assassinated because he was homosexual.
Yeah, dude.
Lord.
No, he
That's
wasn't.
America?
He killed himself. Like, he was subjected. He had two options: either to go to prison, or either stay in his own house and be chemically castrated periodically, like every few hours. Medically, he was given injections for like estrogen. Estrogen, like, you know, chemical estrogen, which is
Right,
a
the
female hormone.
hormone.
So basically, his testosterone would go down, his libido, his sexual appetite would go down. So he wouldn't want to do that. So that basically fucks up your hormones, and you start getting like
Moobs.
moobs, gynecomastia,
Moobs.
comastia, male boobs,
Comastia sounds so Spanish. What's comastia, man?
gynecomastia,
Gyne.
male
Gyne.
boobs. Yeah, that's what like these bodybuilder guys get when they inject too much testosterone and trenobol and whatnot.
Yeah.
So when they inject, they get a good amount of muscle, but when they
Right.
stop injecting, where does the testosterone go? You know, because your body has a way of balancing that extra testosterone by building up the same level of estrogen. But when you stop administering yourself to external testosterone, when your body gets to the normal level of testosterone, your estrogen does not fall back the same way. So you have an excess of estrogen, which develops
Yes.
that extra tissue
Detrimental to
around
your-
your nipples,
Ugh.
and it looks puffy and it's weird. And
Have you seen a guy like that?
yeah, a lot of guys in my gym, my trainer as well, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
man.
he had like a sore thumb looking thing on his nipple, and he looked really weird. He was super ripped though, but his nipples was like this big
Ugh.
and this broad and looked weird.
Oh shit, man.
And you get like a tissue and it hurts when you push it and you feel it. It's not a good sight, man.
Oh
It
shit.
doesn't even look good. Doesn't even look good, you know. You got good ripped chest, you got abs, but there's this thing popping out like,
Yeah.
it's like a headlight, dude.
Like a head.
Like in the James Bond movie, the first thing
Like
that
you don't
comes-
want to suck your own titty, like
Yeah.
oh, this looks good though.
Yeah.
Maybe I can have some. But no, so bad. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine James Bond movie, like first thing
Yeah.
that comes out is like a gun. Well, in his case, first thing that comes out is like his nipple. Out of the just entering a room. The first thing that just enters is like his nipple.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh
man.
shit, dude.
Bodybuilders and stuff they inject.
Maybe that's what we'll talk about next time. Maybe you can tell people about why
Yeah,
you should not
dude,
be
I
using
injected a-
stupid injections.
A lot of these lads, I injected them. I injected myself too, dude. I can talk about that. I think it's my time to come out clean, man. I've experimented with steroids, drugs, and
Yeah.
a lot of other things. An entrance exam, cat. All those crazy things.
Alright, guys.
Wrap it up, right?
We'll wrap it up. We'll wrap this episode of the NancoVerse podcast. Stop hitting the mic so much,
Yeah,
man. You're
it's-
killing people, man.
it's a
You're
nice
killing
mic.
it. You were freaking awesome, Anshul. It was so
much,
nice to
man.
talk to you,
Great
man.
talking to you, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Very
It was
stimulating.
amazing. Very stimulating,
Things
man.
we talked about.
Keep this
crazy.
learning going, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Seriously,
That's the
you're
only
so
thing.
inspirational. I want to keep learning as well. Now you gonna go? I'm just gonna start reading, bro.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start reading. Maybe do some push-ups and stuff. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out. Love.
See you later. Alligator.
Alligators.